Welcome to the Representative Podcast, and I am just John. This episode is going to step kind of a little bit away from politics, and I'm going to talk about Thanksgiving. Just had mine. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was fantastic. Unfortunately, the way things have gone has nothing to do with politics, but it mostly has to do with age. We weren't quite to get together as large a group. Don't have as large a place. It seems like people are busier and stuff, but still got to spend it with all of my family and some friends, and I hope you did too. What I really hope is I hope you didn't miss Thanksgiving because of the recent election. Because you know the election's over. It's over, and we're going to have to live with the results, one way or the other. Whether you're happy or whether you're leaving the country, that's your choice. That's what makes America great. You can come and go as you please, as long as you're a U.S. citizen. You become a U.S. citizen, you can come and go as you please. So if you're a U.S. citizen and you're unhappy with the results, well, then you can certainly stay here and fight for the way you want it to be, and fight by voting and by speaking out. Or if you just think it's never going to get better, then I challenge you to find a place that is, especially if you're of a regular income or less, because you won't find a better place in the world. I'm going to try to do this one on the road while I'm gone. I'm getting ready to leave country for a few weeks, or for really just a couple of weeks, and I'd like to try to do one from outside the United States. So this should be interesting, and we'll see what goes on between now and then. But I want to talk about just. If you have a moment, just think about your family and your loved ones, and if you gave something up this Thanksgiving because of some kind of political or religious issues or something. I had the unfortunate event yesterday that I went to a funeral of an old friend, a friend that I probably hadn't, it could be as much as 40 years as from the last time I'd seen him, but our daughters had kept in touch, so we kind of kept in touch through them. And sometimes through Facebook, you'd see some things going on. This friend of mine was 76 years old, and the line for his funeral, it took over 3 hours to get through. It says a lot about a person. If you have that many people on a cold day, and it's snowing, and that many people willing to stand in line to go through and hug your family, tell them how sorry, or hug their family, and tell them how much you cared for them. And for my bride and I, we were, since we'd not been there for a long time, had not seen this couple for a long time. Their daughter, who was friends with our oldest daughter, she told us when we got up there that she'd saw us in the line, and she wasn't going to break down, but she thought that Darla and I would be the ones who would do it. And sure enough, she hugged so tight, and because we were, like she said, we were second parents. There were several kids who hung around our house. Every place we've ever lived, we've had kids who've hung around our house, and we've kind of become, just a refuge or just a place for them to come. They could always find food. They could always kind of had to run to the house, and she just hugged us, and I felt sad, kind of, because I hadn't taken any time to make an effort. Of course, it wasn't like we parted in bad ways or anything. It's just our lives have gone different directions. They had children and grandkids, and he was I've probably known 2 or 3 natural athletes maybe in my life, and this guy was one of them. He could just do just about anything, and he was a handyman. He could fix things. As a matter of fact, he passed away cutting wood with his grandchildren over the Thanksgiving. I guess they come up before Thanksgiving, and he passed away just before Thanksgiving. And it was in the middle of cutting wood that he just kind of said to his grandkids, I may have overdone it just a little. And then they took him to the hospital, and I don't think it was very long after that he passed. But the guy had already had 4 heart attacks. Now think about that. We're all out here whining about a bunch of junk and kind of stopping our lives, and this guy's had 20-some stents. He's had a heart attack, had 4 heart attacks, two surgeries, or I guess 4 surgeries, but 2 of them were open heart, and countless numbers of angioplasties and stuff, and the guy just wouldn't stop. He was going to live regardless of how bad he felt, and he's kind of an inspiration, so he should be that to all of us. So I guess, what I'm trying to tell you, that if you had a Thanksgiving that there were people missing for reasons that for reasons other than death, then you got to fix that. We all have to fix it. We have to fix it. I know I have some issues in my own family that I have to work on, and I plan on working on it. I think I've probably hurt some feelings maybe of some people or something, but I just don't want to end my life or have my life ended and have those doors still open. I want to get them, or closed, however you look at it. I want to make peace with all that stuff. And I would hope you would too. So, we're getting ready we're going into Christmas, and if you're a Christian, it's the greatest time. It's the happiest time of the year. It's a birth of Christ. And just speaking of that also, I did have a discussion with one of my grandchildren, and they were speaking about, these people are supposed to be Christians, and they do this, and they do that, and they do that. Well, I think we as Christians need to stop saying things like, or whatever we are. I think as a Christian, when we see someone do something nice, we should say something more like, well, that reminds me of what a Christian would do. That reminds me of what a Christian could do or would do, because the very next minute that they may turn around and do something completely wrong. Well, that reminds me of what a Christian wouldn't do. But maybe by just saying that looks like something a Christian would do, and maybe someone else will look at that and say, well, I'm not a Christian, but that was a nice thing to do. Maybe I should pay it forward when someone does something nice to me. And whether you're a Christian or not, we got to be kind to each other. This whole world is going to change big time, I'm pretty sure, here in about a month and a half. I hope it changes for the better. I don't know what it's going to do. I've already told you what I've thought about a couple of the cabinet selections. One of them's already come true. One of them is Gates or Getz or whatever his name was. He's already decided to pull out. Well, I thought he was he was being thrown in there just as shock value, so there'd be some leverage to do something else. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened behind lines. I'm somewhat hoping that's the way it is with Hedgepeth, but I don't know. I know he doesn't have the experience necessary for the job that he's going into, and if it's like any other of the cabinet selections that former president and future president Trump has, if you cross him, you're going to get fired. You're not going to last long. So it looks to me like he may be trying to surround himself by yes men. I don't know. I hope he's surrounding himself by people that want to do the job and do what's best for American people, and to stand up when the boss is wrong. Believe me, I am somebody that knows the effects of that and what can happen, and sometimes it's very unpleasant. But for the most of all, if you're standing up for what's right, then you're going to be all right, regardless of whether you lose your job or not. Something else will come along, I hope. Anyway, I'm just rambling along here. I mostly want to say happy Thanksgiving and have a great couple of weeks, and I'll try to get back in shortly, and maybe talk to you all from overseas. I'd like to see how that works with this system here. So with that, once again, it's a happy Thanksgiving, and we gotta be kind to each other. Let's just say that every day. I gotta be kind. When I wake up, I gotta be kind. I gotta be a kinder man. I gotta be a better man. Just like that. Or woman. Or whatever. So, with that, I'm going to tell you, for God's sake, let's just love one another. And this is just John, and I'll see you next time.